Hello, movie lovers. I'm welcome to the show. For today's podcast, I actually have comedian Mike Perkins. I know that I was expecting the other Mike Perkins, but I decided to go ahead and do a switcheroo since he was actually going to be out and everything. So I got another Mike Perkins to go on ahead and talk about Swingers. Say hello to everyone, Mike.
I'm actually happy. I think even if we were both on the show, it was going to be a battle to the death. Who's a better Mike Perkins? So I think I won.
I
So
think you did too for now.
I love
But,
it.
you know,
Thanks for having me, man.
Oh, you're welcome anytime, man. I'm glad to actually have you back on the show. I had a good time when we did Goodfellas on that review on the audio podcast. So
Yeah.
it's good to actually do this live so we can actually see each other and get, you know, just to see where everything is and everything. So,
Yeah.
so anyways,
Awesome.
all right. So I'm just glad to actually have you back. So we're going to be doing the 1997 Vince Vaughn movie, Swingers, also starring Jon Favreau. This movie is about this guy who's a struggling comedian. and
Story of my life.
basically, this is as close as you can probably get to being an Entourage movie, if you actually think about it, if it was in the 90s. So,
Yeah.
he's a struggling comedian. His girlfriend also left him after 6 months of being with him, and he's just beaten up over it. Vince Vaughn is over there trying to just boost his confidence up and everything. And there's a lot of bromance in this movie that I actually appreciate in this film. This is actually my first time actually getting to watch it all the way through because I was at a young age where I didn't really fully understand what this movie concept was actually about. But now I actually grew
Yeah.
up and actually appreciate it. So, what's your initial thoughts on it?
Yeah. I didn't watch it until I think like maybe even after high school or maybe even like college, I guess, because I went to school for film, as we talked about before. But if you're just tuning in, I was a film major, so I love movies too. Movie lovers unite, ladies and gentlemen.
Exactly.
But yeah, I always loved this movie just for the fact that it was John Favreau's actually first movie he ever kind of wrote and actually like starred in because him and Vince Vaughn they met on the set of Rudy and they were just always just kind of like the the supporting actors and stuff and this was their first time actually doing something and for independent filmmakers this was a huge movie because it was an independent budget and they made it for only $250,000, which is nothing compared to making movies. I think they actually tried to make it for a lot more, but that's all they could do. And probably like 200,000 of it went to like the casino scene they go to when they go to Vegas, baby, Vegas.
Vegas, baby. That was actually
Uh,
one of my favorite things, though, about this film is the connection with the friendship at the very beginning, where Jon Favreau just doesn't want to go anywhere. And not only that, but it also captures how much money it actually costs to live in Los Angeles, if you actually think about it. Because if you
yeah,
actually look at the one-bedroom studio apartment that Jon Favreau has,
it's the
the dude don't
shittiest thing.
barely live in his apartment. So
Yeah.
you definitely could tell that he's actually struggling.
Oh yeah, for
And
sure.
I just love the connection between Vince Vaughn and him. And Vince Vaughn goes, "What are you doing?" I'm just gonna go ahead and just eat and
Yeah.
just stay home. He goes, "No, we're going out." He goes, "Why are we going out? You're just gonna go to a club that you don't like. You're gonna bitch about it, and that's gonna be the end of it. Then there's nothing to that night." And then Vince goes, "We're going to Vegas," and he goes,
Yeah.
"No, we're not going to Vegas."
He's like, I'm
He
not
goes,
going to. He's like, we're Vegas, baby. We're going, and they cut right to them in the car. It's like, all right, we got to wear suits though, which is such a
exactly.
thing. I never realized like it's so crazy to watch the movie now because now I live in LA, so I'm like kind of living Mike's lifestyle. I mean, my place is nice. Hey, there's my place.
It's
Um,
a whole lot nicer than
not
Mike's.
struggling that much anymore. I'm still, everyone's still struggling to be comedians, but I guess.
Right.
But yeah, Vegas is it's a 3.5 hour drive, so you can do like a kind of let's go to Vegas tonight, baby,
Right.
and then you go and then you come back the next morning as they do. You know what I mean? So it's a cool like spur of the moment thing to do. And Vince was just being that kind of nice friend, which you find out throughout the entire movie, because John's character Mike in the movie is just depressed about his girlfriend that he hasn't talked to in 6 months, and just kind of going through that breakup. So he's down in the dumps the whole time, and that's what's cool about their friendship is Vince is always just there for him. You know what I mean?
Exactly, and that's what I loved about it because I have this one friend that he's like, "Come on, we're going out." I said, "No, I'm good. I don't. We're not going out." He goes, "No, we're going to the coast. We're gonna go to the casino." I said, and I actually felt like Vince Vaughn. I actually felt like Jon Favreau's character. I'm like, no, I'm good, man. I'm just good. I'm just gonna watch a movie, have some popcorn. He goes, no, I'm at your front door right now. I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
So,
He's
so
beeping shit. Yeah.
right. So I love the back and forth between the two of them, and then him boosting his confidence is like, look, girls don't like little furry bears. That's what you are.
Yeah.
You're a furry bear. And he
Yeah.
goes, your money, baby. Your money.
Your
You're
money,
more
baby.
than
Your money,
right.
Johnny. You're so money, John. You don't even know it. You're so money. You're so money.
I just love that dynamic with that part. I mean, I don't think anybody else could actually have that role other than Vince Vaughn at that time.
Yeah.
And I also like the casino part where he's telling the girl, "Okay, I'm timing you. I'm timing you right now.
Yeah, he's
So
like,
go ahead and get my drinks."
yeah, you see
And
this guy? This is the guy behind the guy. The guy behind the guy. The guy beneath the guy or whatever. Yeah.
and the girl just goes, "So the guy that's beneath the guy, what do you want to drink?"
Yeah. You know,
And you know what? I can actually connect with Jon Favreau's character more because, certain things actually happened to me like him in my past. So I'm
yeah.
like, okay, I'm definitely the sensitive type. I'm definitely the one that would get into the friend zone. So I can actually connect with his character a lot more. And, I really like the dynamic. But also, too, I like it whenever they go on ahead, they go out, they meet these two girls,
Yeah.
and
I mean, it's just the confidence of it. He's just being like, why don't you call a friend? We'll meet up at 6 a.m. And she's like, all right, I will. And he's like, how did that fucking work? How did that even, what? He's like, you were so money and that's it. He's like, come on, baby. They want to party. These girls, come on.
it's like, come on, baby, they want to party, He
But
goes, she's gonna bring a hot friend over. You're gonna go on ahead. We're gonna score, and then we're gonna go home and talk about it.
Yeah. I just did a podcast before this, and I was saying how I was going to do a Swingers review, and we were talking about Swingers a little bit. My buddy Patrick Ramirez, he's a comic too, and we were saying how like that's one of the truest kind of casino movies, like a scene from in the casino, because he's buying in, he's so nervous, and like he's just like about to lose his mind.
Right.
He's like, it's $100. I'm not doubling down. He's like, double down, baby. Always
double
11. You always double down. And then he loses, and they end up at like the $10 table, and then the old lady's like cheering. She's like, "Oh my god, I don't know what happened here,"
Right, and then next thing you know, she winds up getting the comps that he was supposed to get because he was supposed to just bluff the bouncers and everything. Because he goes, "Look, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna get a bunch of free shit. All we gotta do is just act like we're gonna gamble, but we're really not gonna gamble." And that's how they actually give us stuff.
Yeah.
And then he winds up losing close to $200 at the first table.
He just loses $200 right away.
Right.
Which is every casino trip I ever go to. I'm like, God damn it, fucking
same here.
Double down. But that's what I love about that. The one thing I love throughout the entire movie also is just the comedic timing and just the way he cuts to different things with the editing and stuff. Like with that, it was so funny that they ended up like they had that moment. It's like you lose, and they cut right to them at a $10. It's just like throughout the whole movie, you see little snips of that kind of the humor that they bring to it. You know what I mean?
Most definitely, I can definitely see that. Oh, my girlfriend's in here too. Hold on.
Nice.
Hey, babe. But I definitely have to say the comedic timing is.
How do we see? How do we see? Is this on? This is on YouTube, right?
This is on YouTube and Facebook.
Oh, can we? Oh, we can all chat?
Yeah.
Comments? Oh, okay.
They can interrupt the show, talk.
Oh, nice.
So,
my ex will probably pop in soon. Your girlfriend's in here, but my ex is going to pop in and interrupt me, everything I say. So, sorry about that. You're a swinger. And I'm like, all right, whatever. Your money, baby. All right.
Your money, baby.
Your money.
But, the other thing that I really liked, like you mentioned before, was the comedic timing.
Uh-huh.
And, I liked it at, like, whenever, you have Vince Vaughn, that's going over there, sleeping with the girl inside the camper. And then you have Vince Vaughn, who's acting like he's making out with her. I mean, you have Jon Favreau that's acting like that he's making out with her. So when
it's
Vince
that
Vaughn
shot, you think it's the shot of them actually, doing something, but really he's like, it's been 6 months. I don't know. I haven't talked to her,
And he's giving her the whole entire layout of his relationship and everything. I don't know if I should go on ahead and do anything. I don't know what to do. And she goes, you know what? You should go on ahead and call her. I'm like, dude, you're just screwing this up even more.
And that kind of humor I love is like the kind of like the little comments under your breath of different like stuff. Like I do that in my stand up a lot too. It's just like he's like it's a 800 number phone card. It's a phone card. I can use the It's a phone card I can use. It's just under. It's not gonna charge you anything. Just like he uses that, and it just like adds to the humor of it, which is so funny.
It really is.
I love
If you actually think about it, it also shows how dated that is. It's like, I got a phone card.
I know, dude.
It's free.
Like 1-800-collect. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Where's that guy? Where's that guy out right now with the payphone? He's at the last payphone. He's like 1-800-collect. You can do it. 22220. Or whatever.
Hit that collect button.
Yeah. I want to call someone collect and see if they actually they actually answer it.
That would be hilarious if we could actually do that.
You have a collect call from Mike from 2002.
Or like Adam Sandler, from your baby boy.
From your baby boy, yeah. Yeah, Big Daddy, nice name drop. Yeah,
right.
Nice reference.
Thank you. But yeah, I mean, then he's like, "Look, you just messed this up." He winds up telling him.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? She was really sweet. She was really nice. And, I think she's going to call me. She's not going to call you.
Yeah. No way, dude. No way.
Oh, Brandy. She goes, that's where the cheesy clip from that you showed me recently. Yep,
that's it.
That's the cheesy clip.
That's the cheesiness.
Hey,
I love
the cheese.
I love the cheese.
Italiano. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Forget about it. So, let's see. So we have that going on. After they leave, he winds up telling us, he goes, "Man, your money, you don't even know your money, baby. Your money."
Yeah.
And just pumping him up, trying to give him the confidence that he needs because it's been so long.
Yeah, they've been doing that the whole because then he kind of comes back with a little bit of confidence too, where he kind of like because they talk about what his ex-girlfriend has that new boyfriend or whatever, and he's like, what's he do? He like, oh, he drives people around in Central Park. He's like, really? Like you're the fun-loving guy. What are you talking about? You're going like, have your confidence to just get back out there and stuff.
Exactly.
I think that next scene is when they come back to LA and they're like playing on the golf course with his buddy that just moved to LA.
Yeah, his other actor friend.
Yeah, Ron Livingston.
Yeah, and that's whenever he's trying to give him advice as well. He goes, "Look, all that guy is a rebound."
Yeah.
She's going to be calling you back in like 4 or 5 months and everything, trying to get back together with you.
Yeah.
And of course, being Jon Favreau's character, he said, "Nah, that's not ever going to happen," or whatever. Mm-hmm. It's been 6 months. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And
they're only going to contact you when you're completely done with it. You know what I mean? Which is
right.
True in life. If you're doing something that it just kind of people come out of the woodwork with that stuff. You know what I mean?
Most definitely.
If you forgot about someone, they're going to call you the next day.
They definitely will.
Basically what's going to happen.
Totally unexpected.
Yeah.
But we're going to get to that in a few minutes. But another thing, though, too, I loved about this, too, was remember the ice hockey Sega game?
Dude. I played that all the time.
Me, too.
I think they were playing NHL 95. I remember playing 96 all the time. And it was just like the checking and the fighting and stuff was always so great. And that's the humor of it, too, is they talk about the instant replay button. He's like, why would they put it in the game? Why would they put it in there if you don't want to watch it? You don't want to watch instant replay? Oh, look at it. Look at Chelios, or whatever. So funny.
I've done that to my friends too. It's like, let's look at the instant replay. Look at this. Look what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Look,
yeah.
I just totally fucking annihilated you on Mortal Kombat. Look what's gonna happen to you. What's going on?
Yeah, Gretzky Superfan 99 over here wants to
right. And then
make his head bleed.
And get this, one of my best friends, he told on me, he goes, he made my head bleed. I said, that's not all I'm gonna make bleed. Get back over here and let's finish playing.
Yeah, exactly. I loved it, and that was cool. Like you could change the, video games back in the day were so much better. I feel not really, but you
have like a little block.
I guess they're better now. Yeah, but it was funny. Like you could just stop and start, and you didn't really it was just funny that you could do that.
Exactly.
When he was getting the pizza or whatever.
3 buttons, and that was it. A, B, and C for the Sega. That was pretty much easy.
The easiness of it.
I liked it when they order takeout, and then Vince Vaughn answers the door.
Is he nice? Is he nice? What does he tell him? Right. Does he want to come in?
Is he brown? Is he good looking?
Yeah, is he good looking? Michael.
Please tell me he's brown.
Michael,
he has some good skin, don't he?
Yeah.
You know what, though? That's actually my friends and I pretty much in high school. We would just bust each other's balls like that.
All the time, yeah. Mess with people in public and stuff, too.
Right.
You had to. I was wondering too, like, I don't even know that actor's name. I forgot to look it up. The guy that plays one of their good friends, because he never really did anything after Swingers, and he was really good in that movie.
Right. I would actually think that he would actually do something else because he was a standout in there, just like Vince Vaughn and Jon Favreau.
Yeah.
You know, but my question is this: with the answer machine, whenever Jon Favreau's in his apartment and he's doing the answer machine thing, that was like Alexa,
Yeah.
but more of a Stephen Hawking Alexa.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they did do the thing. Sorry, my dog's like going nuts. I gotta go. I gotta grab him. Let me get him there.
Okay.
He cries all the fucking time. Everything I do in the pandemic, he just cries. If you do something at home, lock your dogs up because all they do is cry and complain the whole time. So he's on the chair with me right now.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, the answer machine. But that was I don't know if we're jumping the gun on that scene, but like even the answer machine played a big role in the movie too.
Right.
Because probably the biggest role of a lifetime for an answering machine.
Right.
But yeah, it just because then, well, I guess we can jump the gun to that with the famous scene of him calling the girl that he meets at the bar.
Right. He's like, I'm not gonna call her.
Yeah.
He goes, it might be too soon. It's gonna be too soon. It's not too soon. Is it too soon? I've done that before though, where I'm like going back and forth in my mind. I'm like, it's too soon. She just gave me her number and everything. She might not be interested. Is she interested?
Yeah.
Is she not interested? I've done that in my mind.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna hold this off until tomorrow. Tomorrow sounds good.
Yeah, 2 days. 2
days.
Wait, 3 days. 3 days. 2 days. 3 days. 5 days. They always have like the rule of that, but that scene is just iconic in where he he gets the girl's number at the bar when they all go out that night, and then he calls her like 7 times, and just like the answer machine keeps cutting him off, which is amazing. Anyway, it's Mike again. And then he breaks up with her like after it's just all like relationship of it's just so fucking funny.
It is. It definitely is. But I guess we can also talk about the breakfast scene though down over at the casino. I know we're skipping around a little bit, but we can actually go back to that part though too. I was just talking about some of the funny moments in the film.
Yeah.
But yeah, whenever they're ordering breakfast and he goes, yeah, I want the sausage and the pancakes. I forgot what the actual meal it was, but I thought that was actually pretty funny the way he said it.
He says something like, because then the girl like ends up coming by again and breaks his ball, and she's like, calm down, Descartes, or something like that. Something like, he wanted something revolution or something like that, you know? It was something like Shakespeare thing or something. Exactly. He tried to do. He's like she's gonna get the new age, or whatever.
Brandy commented. She goes,
and then she did.
She goes, lucky you, I was interested and didn't follow rules.
Bam, there you go.
Hey, I knew what I was getting before anything, so I'm blessed for that.
Brandy with the clutch.
But yeah, then of course, too. I wish that they would actually show a little bit of the comedic part where he's actually on stage a little bit. I wish they would actually show that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It is cool. Like, I don't think they really needed to, though. I think it was all about the relationships of him behind it. Like, it was just something, say, like he hosts an open mic night and he's trying to be an actor and stuff, which is funny because, like, then, like, after he does do that phone call, he has, like, that mental breakdown in his apartment where Ron Livingston kind of gives him that kind of like, dude, I moved out here because I knew how good you were doing. And he's like, how good am I doing? I host an open mic. My agent specializes in magicians, and it's just like, but it is that thing. Like I kind of, cause I watched it last night again too, just to kind of read, cause I've watched it so many times in my life, but like I could quote it like crazy, but just to like get the, just to refamiliarize I'm messing up my words. Familiarize myself with the movie again, but I related to that so much because like you don't look at the things that you like when I first moved here, like to LA myself, like from where I was then and where I am now is a whole different I've excelled so much, but you got to look at that thing where Mike, Jon Favreau in his apartment was just like, what do I have, and it's like, no, look around and see what you actually have that is really beneficial to you,
Exactly. It's like, yeah, you may live in a small studio apartment. You may not have the best looking apartment or a TV or anything like that, but you're living the dream that you set out to do. So
Yeah, dude.
live the dream. Go with what you're doing. Keep on going.
Yeah, and that's what Ron Livingston's character says. He's like, it's manifest destiny, man. He's like, it's sunny out here every day, you know, like, you know, take it. You know, and he just kind of goes on a little monologue, and he's like, all that shit, man. But just be proud of yourself, you know.
Exactly. And then, that does give him the boost to actually try and make a move again, but then he's still heartbroken as
Yeah,
well. He goes, I got this, man. I got this. I can do this. He goes, you don't have nothing. You're like a teddy bear that's trying to, you're like a cute little teddy bear. And
yeah.
he goes,
Get these fucking fangs, man. Get these fangs.
like thanks.
Yeah,
I definitely love that. I mean, just that line alone, the fucking things, and then and then of course, you also have him trying just to boost his confidence with that, and he goes, "I got some digits." He goes,
yeah,
and John Favreau's like, "Of course you did," bubbling
yeah.
underneath his breath.
Oh,
Like,
we didn't say that too, because they go to a party before that, and that's when
yeah.
Vince Vaughn's talking to that crazy girl. That's like, I remember when I was 6 years old,
Oh
and
yeah.
I had a scene. You know, I did something in class, and my teacher's like, she's gonna be an actress, and Vince is just like, I was watching the making of the movie, and they said like that was an actual. There was somebody at the party that actually like they seen do that one time and just ripped the number in front of the girl.
Oh my god.
Just keep going. But oh, that girl, like you see, nothing against LA actresses that are listening right now, but it's funny. Like I feel like that a lot of actresses are just like so, just like that girl in the movie, dude. They're just like, and I knew I was gonna be something. I want to be something. Just like so over the top, and you're like, oh my god, like I'm never gonna call you.
Exactly. It's like, okay,
Not gonna happen.
psycho.
Yeah. Never gonna do it.
It's like, are you gonna call me? Yeah, I'll call you never.
Yeah, call you never.
Yep. But yeah, I definitely get that point and everything, because some people just try way too hard to try and be something that they're not or whatever, and trying to be overly energetic whenever it comes down to something like that.
Yeah.
I've seen it a bunch of times, especially in theater class when I was in high school. It's like, I got the part and everything. I was like, what did you get? I got cleanup crew. And then they're just going on ahead, just rubbing it in. I'm like, so I just pushed them over.
Yeah.
Because I got tired of it. But, I definitely can actually understand from that perspective how that could actually be annoying.
Yeah.
And everything's like, okay, I don't need you.
But then it's like he's getting numbers the entire movie too, which is funny.
Right.
Vince, you know?
Vince just has that charisma to draw the girls in and everything. Meanwhile, you have his friend that's actually just suffering.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because his philosophy was date as many girls as you want and everything, and get their digits to try and get over the hump that you're actually facing. And the more he kept on doing that, the more damage he was actually causing on John Favreau.
Yeah.
And everything, Mike. But, I thought that was actually pretty funny, though, not to see him suffer, but just the comedic part where, the after effects of him trying to hit on somebody, he's been out of the game for so long, you can tell that he's rusty.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Because even then talking to the girl, he was trying to like talk himself up, and she's like, you just got an application at my my work. And he's like, it wasn't me. And then he runs away.
And then also too, I like the other thing, so I don't mean to backtrack, but remember in the camper where he's actually talking about how he got this part where Vince Vaughn rocked the part.
Oh, yeah.
Character.
Yeah.
And people are over there clapping and everything, and then he goes, well, we got some bad news. Guess what? I didn't get the part. No, they loved you. Because, but that part is not meant for someone your age. Because, well, how old am I? I mean, come on. How old do I fucking look like? And because, that's for a 10-year-old.
Yeah. No, 11.
11.
It's for an 11-year-old, because then Favreau's like, and you told him double down.
Right.
Which is an awesome punchline.
I love that. I would actually like to get that as a t-shirt. Double down.
Double down, baby.
Double down.
I actually have I have a swingers frame, I think, of them just kind of like in the booth. Because that was cool about the place too, man, is like in the movie itself, they go to so many cool, iconic Hollywood places that are out here, and just hang out at all these, like, mostly they're like swing clubs, I guess, but like they're just like nightlife kind of lounges, which is really cool. Like they always go to the Dresden Room, which is a really cool place. I've been there a couple times. That's where like Sinatra used to hang out and stuff too.
Wow.
He has like his picture, like Sinatra's pictures on the wall and stuff. But that's where they go when the old lady and the I forget his name, Marty and Lorraine or something. Not Marty and Lorraine. That's Back to the Future. But
You must have watched
yeah, they're like playing. It's like a big circle bar and the what's it called? And the bucket seats and stuff, which are really cool. You know.
Okay.
The big
But
lounges.
yeah, I thought that was actually cool how they actually gave us a touch of Los Angeles and everything, California, because it did feel like I was actually walking with them to each place, and that's what made it so real, and that's what something I really enjoyed.
I love that, yeah, because they do a bunch of following shots in there, which are really cool. And I love that kind of cinematography too, where they're just just always just like guerrilla. The whole movie was guerrilla style, they said, because the budget itself was because I was watching the making of it too, but they didn't have the budget for it, so the director would just come with a camera and they would actually go to the clubs where people are just there. So they were just in the crowds of people just filming. Setting up. They didn't set up lights or anything. They kind of just like they did like ahead of time, like they knew like lights were going to be like they needed it there, but they didn't they just let it when the place was open. They didn't like close it down to get extras and stuff. Like everyone in these clubs were just real people that were at the club that night.
Oh, cool.
yeah. Which is really cool.
It definitely worked, though. I mean, it definitely worked out in their favor. It does feel real rather than something that's staged. And you actually have a nightlife of what it's like to be in a club like that.
Yeah.
So that's something I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
So there's also another thing that I like, though, too, when they're all eating. And and of course he goes, don't worry about me. I can do this. I got this now. I'm totally fine. I'm over her. And Mike. He was up saying, "Oh, Mike's a big boy now. He's a big boy.
He's all grown up.
He's all grows up. He's got this. He's hey. He's all grown up."
I love it, dude. That what's so funny about that scene? That scene was improv too. They just kind of rolled with it. Where Vince Vaughn gets on the table and starts dancing, and he's like, and he's grows up. You're all grows up, Mikey. You're all grows up. The one scene I love in that part, the part of that scene though, is when he's talking to the person behind him, and he like taps on the shoulder. He's like, "Hey, our boy's all grown up," and then he gives him a plate of food.
That made me laugh. That gets me every single time. That was my second or third time watching this film. I still laugh at that scene.
And you can tell the other actor, the guy that was from LA, he's just cracking up the whole time because that probably wasn't planned at all. Just him giving him the plate, dude. It's just so funny.
That was such a Vince Vaughn move, though.
So good, yeah.
I really enjoy that.
So funny.
Then, of course, my question is, with the answer machine, do you think that was the subconscious that was actually doing that, where it was playing tricks on him, or was it the actual answer machine itself just going awry?
What do you mean, in the beginning, you mean?
Yeah, that was one of the questions I had for you, was like, what did you think about that? As far I know it's a scene, but
yeah, it's funny because they had a lot of those scenes where like that was saying like she's never gonna talk to you again. I think it's in his mind.
Okay.
Which it kind of broke reality that way a couple times. Like even in the scene too, when he finally talks to the one girl. I forget the actress's name. She's in a lot of stuff, but she's a real famous actress. But it like cuts to him looking at her, and out of nowhere she's a bunny rabbit. It kind of cuts to those subconscious things where I think it just happens in his mind.
Okay.
So yeah, because a lot of that stuff, I think that's the only time. They only do it 2 or 3 times in the movie where it breaks that kind of like reality of it, which is really cool. I like that.
Me too. I really thought it elevated the story, and not only that, made it funny. So it was just something that I was just thinking about as I was watching it. I thought it would be a good question to actually ask you on what you thought about that scene, opposed to maybe subconsciousness and something to do with that. So
I always love that stuff because like it's kind of like we all talk to ourselves. You know what I mean? I hope so. Do we all? I don't know. I do. But it's all kind of like it's just your inner monologue, So like for him looking at the phone, that's what happened, and he's just like, she's not gonna fucking call back,
No.
It's just the inner monologue of that. So.
And then, okay, so what scene do you want to talk about now? Because I know that we went back a little bit. So, what other scene did you want to catch up on?
Well, the scene with what's her name? The actress. Can you look it up? I can look it up on my iPad. She's
Yeah.
That's the scene when they go to the Dresden or whatever, and they finally talk. And let me see. Hold on. My dog's crying. He's not helping, trying to figure out what her name is, but
He's getting frustrated.
Yeah, he's like, who is she? What is happening? What's her name? Here we go. Heather Graham. There it is. Heather Graham, ladies and gentlemen. Heather Graham. He finally meets Heather Graham at the club, and what's cool is like she's not like he's trying to talk to her at the bar. That's when he sees her as a bunny rabbit. But that's when he's got this confidence again in himself, and he goes to talk to her. It's kind of like the same thing in the beginning, but then she starts breaking his balls about something. And then saying like, "Oh, you're not a real man," and he's like, "No, I like quiche," or it's something like quiche that you make a joke of. But then it's real cool because then they kind of connect on that level. Like she actually is vulnerable and says that she left someone behind at her hometown, and then he goes into that, and they kind of connect, and then they do that famous dancing scene, which is really funny because they keep cutting back in that scene from them dancing and John like doing it up,
Right.
and Vince Vaughn just like kind of like crying and cheers, and he's like, "Look at our boy, it's on, baby, it's on, it's
and
on,
the other
baby."
dude's like, "Yeah, I know it's on. I know it's on. I got it. I
Yeah.
understand what you're saying. No, it's on. It's fucking on.
It's fucking on, baby. It's on, baby.
It's on, baby. Look at him. Look at him. Look
Yeah.
at him go. He's
Yeah.
money. I told you he was money." So,
which is awesome too, because then at the end of that, when he walks her to her car, he has that moment of that moment of like being able to have confidence and get the girl's number, but then she also like it's a mutual thing, you know what I mean? Which is cool because they connected on that level instead of just being like, we didn't talk about that one scene too when he goes to the party with Ron and he says hi to that one girl and she's like, "What kind of car do you drive?"
right, and that was hilarious. He goes,
Yeah.
I don't drive.
Yeah. He's like, "What?" He's like, "What kind of car do you drive?" It's like, are you kidding me?
That reminds me, like in high school or whatever, I didn't drive until like my 12th grade year. So it was like, what kind of car do you drive? Hot Wheels, Mustang. I can park wherever I want. The only problem is there's always a jackass that wants to actually park over me.
Yeah. You're like, I ride a bike. Yeah.
I was like, okay, I don't think so.
My mom has a Ford Taurus. Does that count? Yeah. It's funny.
It definitely is. But yeah, I definitely love the confidence that he has in himself now. That's a story arc. It goes from being so down in the dumps to now having the confidence and getting better. And then also too, what I really have to say that made me laugh was the part where he winds up telling her, "Oh, it'll get better," and everything. It usually does.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. I'm like, well, that
Yeah.
told me right there. I'm like, okay, you know what's going on. You know the fact that she's going through something that you went through yourself and can connect with her on that level and also be there for her. So I thought that was actually pretty cool on how they actually connect like that, like you mentioned. But it's just funny hearing it coming from his mouth and everything, especially when he was down in the dumps for this whole entire movie. And then he goes, "Oh, it'll get better," and everything. I know 6 months is a long time, but it'll get better.
Yeah, which is cool. And then the very like one of the final scenes is when he's thinking about calling her, but he wants to wait those 3 days, and then his ex-girlfriend calls him, and he's like, "I haven't talked to you in 6 months," and she's like, "I've been thinking about things,"
Yeah, she goes, "I've been thinking about things, and I think that we should try and get back together again." And then at that same time, the other girl from the other night goes, "Look,
Heather Graham, baby."
And you know what? He's actually panicking at that moment. He goes, "Look, I gotta go."
Yeah, which is so cool. He's like, "Can I just call you back? Like, I'm sorry, can I?" And which is also because they have that. It's a funny thing too, where like they do the audio transition. where she's like, all right, well, I'm going to be out of town for a week. He's like, well, I'll call you when you get back in town, you know? And then she's like, all right, bye. And she's like, as she's saying, I love you. He kind of clicks over. It's like, I love you. He's like, hey, Lorraine, you know?
How are you doing? I was just thinking about you.
And then which is how they connected, was she talks about like, well, my friend said I had to wait 3 days, but then, you know, it's something with this, and he's just smiling, you know?
Right, because they both had that nervousness about them. And everything. So that's what I really liked. And then finally, it goes into the whole entire thing where they're actually together and everything's actually getting better for them. So I really have to say, this movie was really good and inspiring, though. Like, if you were trying to be an actor or whatever, or a comedian, I definitely recommend this movie.
Yeah, I love this movie just for the fact that if you were thinking of, you know, any independent filmmakers too, man, like they had that, he wrote the script, they had the dream of doing it, they were able to get kind of funding from other places and just kind of make it, which now, I mean, that was 1997. So that was like during like, you know, even Clerks like was 94. Like it was hard to kind of get movies made independently. But now, like, dude, if you have something that's funny, just make it and see where you can go with it. You know what I mean? And it was just an honest story and it was simple. And, you know, and he said like, as he wrote it, like that was kind of autobiographical, was like him just like, that was like the stories of him and his buddies going out, and he kind of like built it into one, and it just, you know, it kind of made his career in a way, you know.
Definitely. That's what I appreciated. Everything is a simplistic plot of it. It feels real. You can connect with it. You actually know these characters. Feel like you know them because you can actually connect with them as well. Because maybe you might have a friend that busts each other's balls like they do. They're there for each other, things like that. So this movie definitely has all kinds of layers to it.
Oh, for sure, yeah. And it's weird too, like watching it like now, like I'm relating to it a lot because I mean his name is Mike, and he's a comedian in LA, and it's just like you kind of go through those kind of like lulls of like being like, what the fuck am I doing out here, you know? But then realizing like this is why I'm here, you know, this is why I'm doing it. I'm gonna meet a guy named John for the Movie Lovers Unite podcast, you know what I mean? And you know, be doing a thing. The rest is history, dude.
Right.
Yeah.
But I just want to say thank you for being on the show with me, man. I mean, this has been fun. Just just shooting the shit about swingers and everything, and
yeah,
I really enjoyed when we did Goodfellas. That was fun, and things like that too.
Yeah, you're so money, John. You know, you're so money.
Nah, you're
so money, baby. And you're grossed up, and you're grossed up, Johnny. You're grossed up, and Johnny's grown up.
Look at
look at him. Look. I'm not even gonna eat this. I'm not even gonna eat it.
But yeah, so my other thing is too, like, how's everything been going as far as your professional career going with the being a comedian and all that?
Well, just like Mike and Swingers, I'm struggling. No, I'm doing it's going good, man. It's I'm doing virtual shows. This is on YouTube right now, right? This live stream. Yeah. If you're watching on YouTube, as you should be right now, you can also, once you're done with this, go to my YouTube at Perk Productions, and I do my live talk show, which you watched, I think, last month. And I appreciate that. Yeah, I do a live talk show called Another Late Show Tonight with Mike Perkins, where we do, I do a monologue up top, and then we have musical guests and stuff, and that's been my strong, my flagship thing of that, and then also with the podcast. Another podcast tonight we do like with the house band and my buddy Paul Brodo. So just been keeping strong with that, man, trying to stay positive during the whole pandemic and all that, you know.
And it also keeps you sharp with doing your comedic timing and everything else too, you know. What's that? It's kind of, I said it keeps you fresh with your comedic timing, with doing your comedy and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. And, and the same thing, man, like you're doing a podcast and stuff, it's just like, as long as you're staying active and creative, I think that's the most important thing right now. To just keep kind of pushing through the best you can, just to stay creative and just be money, baby,
Exactly.
Just be money.
All right. So this is actually, by the way, everybody, if you guys want to, you guys don't have to, but we do have a place where you can donate to the show now. It's called buymeacoffee.com/movielovers. Get me jacked up on some caffeine. Go on ahead, donate to the show. Or, if you want to, go on ahead, go to gofundme.com/movieloversunite. Tamika actually set up a GoFundMe page over there. We also have a place for all your entertainment needs and everything at www.movieloversunite.com. Gives you all kinds of movie news and also movie reviews. We also have a Pinterest called Movie Lovers TV Loves Unite. We also have a podcast on all platforms. We also have an Instagram, Movie Lovers TV Loves Unite. On Facebook, Movie Lovers TV Loves Unite. On Twitter, Movie Lovers Unit. And then, yeah.
I'll give you a movie lovers unit.
Right over here.
You're on Pinterest too?
Huh?
You're on Pinterest?
Yeah.
Man, look at you just getting all avenues right there. Look at that.
Right? Trying to get it all. Just trying to get all that money, baby. That's all
You got someone on Pinterest making like Movie Lovers Unite out of like macaroni and shit. Just like Pinterest stuff. That's crazy. That's awesome.
I can just see that. What the fuck am I looking at? I thought I was supposed to look at movies.
Yeah, is this a movie or arts and crafts?
Ollie,
that's great.
Spaghetti. That's all you gotta do. I'm Italian. I'm close enough. I'm short, but hey, you won't know the difference because I'm on a camera and I'm also 6 feet away from you. So
I love it. That's awesome. You're on all those platforms, man.
Thank you, man. I do appreciate it. We just got on Amazon Music for the podcast.
Oh yeah,
just last month. And Stitcher is actually going to be part of Sirius Radio.
Cool.
Soon. So I'm going to be on there though too. So things are actually picking up pretty well for me. I am very blessed to actually have that going on.
That's great. That's awesome.
Thanks, man. I do appreciate.
Well, I appreciate you having me on the show, man. That's
fun.
You're
welcome anytime. Like I said, you're more than welcome on the show. I know your schedule is hectic and everything. So, but
yeah, we did the Goodfellas one. What, like 2 months ago, maybe? I don't even know.
2 months ago, and
something like
I invited you on again. It's just our schedules were just all over the place and stuff like that. To where it's actually to where we could actually get something going.
Yeah.
So let's see here. Another thing, guys, we also have a Patreon. I forgot to mention this. We actually have a $10 tier where you can actually view old classic movies from the 1950s or 90s and stuff like that. For the class, that's the classic tier. For $10, you can actually do a documentary series reviews because we're doing a documentary series. And then for a $20 tier, you get both of those, plus a free digital copy of a movie. And this month, we're actually reviewing Caesar, the 1956 gangster film. So we're actually doing that. So Tamika and I are going to be on that, doing that stuff. We have a lot of stuff going on. Tomorrow, I actually don't have a lot going on, so we might actually do an Ask Me Anything or something like that. Thursday, I'm going to be on my friend's podcast, Ben Rayner, and we're going to be doing Adam Sandler's Best and Worst movies. Yeah, we're going to be doing
What's the best?
So a lot of good stuff over here, and always until next time, guys, it's been great. It's been a pleasure to actually have you back on, man. I can't wait to actually have you on again.
Thanks
and
so
always
much.
Until next time, and good luck on your show. Bye-bye.